Good morning. Welcome to Morning Rush. I'm Holly Furfer in Atlanta with a look at the headlines this hour. Rescue crews have successfully reached 6 backcountry skiers who survived an avalanche near Lake Tahoe, but were trapped by snow and ice. 2 of the rescued skiers were taken to a hospital for treatment. 9 others from the 15-person tour group remain missing in the Northern California mountains. Extreme winter storm conditions slowed that rescue effort as crews pushed through a mountainous wilderness to reach those survivors. DNA from gloves found near the Arizona home of missing 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie did not match any entries in a national database. The gloves appeared to match those worn by a masked suspect captured on camera. On Tuesday, investigators returned to Nancy Guthrie's home to continue looking for clues. They are now reportedly using genetic genealogy databases and special technology to detect her heart pacemaker. The mother of NBC Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie has been missing for 17 days after blood was found on her porch. The partial federal government shutdown continues with no end in sight. The White House rejected the Democrats' latest offer to end the shutdown, with officials saying the two sides remain, quote, pretty far apart. Democrats want additional oversight of immigration operations, including body cameras for federal agents and tighter warrant rules. The Trump administration says it remains committed to continued immigration enforcement. Billionaire retail magnate Les Wexner will face a closed-door congressional deposition today about his longtime friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. The 88-year-old founder of L Brands is expected to answer questions about new revelations in recently released Justice Department documents. Prominent Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre has claimed Wexner was one of the men Epstein trafficked her to. Wexner denies any knowledge of Epstein's crimes and says he never met her. Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George joins us now live from our D.C. newsroom. All right, Joe. Wexner, I mean, just the latest in the growing list of prominent business people being exposed in these files. Why is Wexner such a big deal?
Yeah, there are depositions and there are depositions, and Wexner is one of these big names. If you've been following the Epstein saga for years, you know that Les Wexner is the reason that Epstein, partially the reason why Epstein was such a wealthy individual. The billionaire, well known for his leadership in a number of companies, including Victoria's Secret. He's the one who had Epstein was Wexner's power of attorney at one point. He was his money manager. They had real estate transactions, and some real estate transactions that investigators have flagged over the years. There were a few $0 real estate transactions. How many bosses would sell you something for $0? Or there's questions, there's a litany of questions that investigators have, oversight committee members have for Les Wexner, and they're going to attempt to get them today. He is 88 years old. It is an accommodation that the committee is making. Remember, oftentimes we find these meetings taking place in Washington, these depositions in Washington. This is taking place on the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio. Congresswoman Yasmeen Ansari wrote on social media, "On my way to Ohio for the Oversight Committee's deposition with Lex Wexner, the man responsible for Epstein's wealth. We're going to follow the money, ask the hard questions, and keep pushing until the full truth about Epstein's network is out in the open." This is also a big deal. If you live in Ohio, this is Ohio's richest man. If you live in Columbus, hard to drive around and not see something with Wexner's name on it. Close ties with the Ohio State University, close ties with a number of charities across Ohio as well. So yes, this is a big Epstein story, but this is also a big local story in the Columbus, Ohio area today. The New Albany, Ohio, on the outskirts of Columbus, really redeveloped because of that man that you see on your screen right there. What he says, what new nuggets of information, does he plead the fifth? Again, all the many questions that we'll have today. Now, Wexner, need to put it out there, denied wrongdoing, has not been accused of any crimes here. In 2019, he did release a statement about Epstein, and I do think it's important to get his side of it in this report. Quote, "I would never have guessed that a person whom I had employed more than a decade ago could have caused such pain to so many people. My heart goes out to each and every person who has been hurt. I severed all ties with Mr. Epstein nearly 12 years ago. That was back in 2019, and he said that he was never aware of any illegal activity. Now, as you mentioned at the top, Holly, this is just the latest development in a week in which there have been many developments impacting Wall Street, impacting corporate America, impacting entertainment and Hollywood. Tom Pritzker, the leader of Hyatt, the family member, of course, of J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, long seen as a potential 2028 presidential candidate. Tom Pritzker has stepped down from leading Hyatt this week in the days to come. Additionally, Casey Wasserman, the high-profile entertainment executive agent, he has agreed to sell his entertainment firm, his talent agency, marketing firm, in the wake of being mentioned in these Epstein files. And you see Wasserman there with a lot of LA 2028 Olympics logos around him. That's because he's the chairman of the 2028 Olympic Games. The big story in LA continues to be the mayor of Los Angeles calling on Wasserman to step down in that capacity because of these Epstein ties. Holly, we're continuing to look for new nuggets, circle dates on our calendar for new nuggets. Today was one because of Wexner. Next week is another when Bill and Hillary Clinton are set for their depositions. Those are expected to be high-profile events. The Clintons fought this for many, many months. The former president is calling this a kangaroo court, but Bill and Hillary Clinton will be in the spotlight late next week. As far as President Trump goes, he's asked about this frequently, oftentimes with reporters on Air Force One. He said this on Monday regarding all of the latest Epstein revelations.
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated.
That was President on Monday night. So another day, a new nugget. We'll see what this Wexner deposition, Holly, brings out of the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio a little bit later today.
I have so many follow-up questions, but there's another big topic I want to ask you about before we let you go, is the fight for the 2026 Congress. The fight heads to the courtroom today as redistricting is such a huge issue because it really will impact the midterms. So what is happening?
Yeah, we're tracking a few developments. One in Utah. Remember what Utah Republicans were forced to do because of court rulings? They were forced to redraw their maps, basically create a Democratic-friendly House seat in Salt Lake, a big victory for Democrats. Well, today that fight heads to courts, really the courts, a last-ditch effort by Republicans to fight this. Again, every seat matters when you're talking about who controls Congress at the conclusion of the 2026 midterm election. Yes, it's just one seat. Yes, we're talking about one community in Salt Lake, but that could be the difference come election night. So that's why this matters in the state of Utah today. Additionally, we know that Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, as Politico and others have reported, expected to be in Annapolis today for a meeting with Governor Wes Moore to continue to push Maryland to be the latest seat to aggressively redistrict, try and counterbalance what Texas has done. Florida is talking about a springtime redistricting that could benefit Republicans in the state. That's a story very much to come. On the redistricting front, Virginia has had a number of victories in recent days. Remember, there's talk of now a 10-1 map that would make Republicans a bit of an endangered species in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's set to go to voters a little bit later this spring. Democrats in Virginia feeling pretty good after the latest court rulings allowed for these referendums and votes amongst the people to go forward. So when we're covering 2026 politics, Holly, we have to cover the redistricting fight because it's just as important as a presidential just as important as a debate amongst the candidates or a presidential rally. These redistricting fights could very well dictate the balance of Congress, and that's one of the many things we're watching from our newsroom on this busy Wednesday morning.
And how also could it affect campaigning? I mean, obviously, if you're a Democratic, say, candidate, depending on where you go in your state, it may dictate where people spend money in the state, where they go in the state, and even looking forward to 2028, would that also make a difference of where they put money, which states they put into when it comes to political advertising?
100%. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. This is about money, right? I mean, if you were to ask me now, Republicans have to spend money in Hampton Roads to try and keep that competitive House seat. But if Democrats redistrict it in a way that it suddenly becomes all Democrats, all blue, well, Republicans are going to say, let's pull out of Virginia. Let's now start talking about another area. I mean, Salt Lake, this seat that's being drawn in Salt Lake. I mean, people in Salt Lake may find themselves unaccustomed to being in a swing district if Republicans decide to fight it at the ballot box. So what redistricting has exposed is now new lines and new battleground districts, perhaps that we've never seen before. Again, there's a bit of an irony developing here. This started because of President Trump, Republicans in Texas, right? I mean, how many weeks did we cover the Texas redistricting? And that did benefit Republicans on paper. Texas is the political epicenter here right now. There's polls showing Republicans may be a bit in trouble in Texas here in 2026. There's a chance that Democrats may win some of these seats, and certainly Leader Hakeem Jeffries would say this, chance to win some of these seats that Republicans thought would be favoring them. And what did Texas trigger? It forced California to redraw the maps. It's forced Virginia to draw the maps. It's forced other map conversations like Maryland. There's a bit of a chance that Republicans may have started this to try and benefit President Trump. It may be Democrats who ultimately benefit the most come election night.
Pandora's box. All right, Scripps News Deputy Political Director Joe St. George, thank you for explaining that all to us. We appreciate it.
Bounce XL has it all.
Show me something.
Well, did we think that we'd be on TV?
Yes, we did.
When we allow all of our voice to be heard, that's when we succeed the most.
America, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm desperate to get at least one of these kids out of my house.
Family sticks together no matter what.
Bridging the gap, celebrating culture, and giving you what you came for.
You ready for showtime?
Show me something.
This is Danny Moses. He's not your average Wall Street guy. In fact, he cashed in on The Big Short. Ever see financial news and think,
what in the world does that mean?
Danny Moses can tell you.
Will that even affect me?
He'll tell you.
What is a prediction market?
He'll tell you that, too. The Danny Moses Show, Fridays at 7. Stream on Scripps News and watch on Scripps News YouTube channel.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
I think she's handling it really well.
That's quite an image.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
You know the drill.
We are going to be there when it pops.
Okay, get to it.
Those guys, they're the best.
We'll get this guy.
Together, like we always do.
I think you'll be surprised what you're capable of.
Connecting focus.
Here we go.
This is going to be fun.
Then let's get it on.
Kind of forgot how crazy things can get here.
I love this team.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
Corruption is rampant in the Lone Star State.
Might as well have a little talk. I am not the law in this town.
The fastest gun in the West.
That's right.
Is a magnet for trouble.
Now, why'd you have to show up?
Wanna get away with it, he ain't.
You never learn, do you?
Rory Calhoun is the Texan.
Scared?
Thursdays.
I think we better do everything we're going to do while it's still daylight.
On Grid Extra.
You're watching Scripps News, part of the Scripps News Group.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Meteorologist Tom Patton here for Scripps News. Well, we've got some warmer air moving up through the mid-Atlantic. D.C. mid-50s today. Likely mid-60s all the way into North Carolina and Virginia. Still cool New York City, 40 Boston, 69 today in Memphis. Still warm in Texas. South Florida looks good. Jacksonville, 79. Cool along the California coastline with highs just in the 50s today and tomorrow. They've been dealing with lots of rain, lots of snow in the mountains over there. Look, the cold air coming in tomorrow. Bismarck, 14. So another blast of Arctic air is going to take over. And several areas will be seeing snow over the next 48 hours. We've got Albany, central PA, back through Syracuse, of course, along Lake Ontario there. Still a little lake effect activity right into Massachusetts, Boston, the Cape, Berkshires, all seeing some snow. Minneapolis northward, especially up into northern Minnesota, to UP of Michigan, getting snow. North Dakota. And kind of stops at Iowa until we get into Thursday, and then a strip of snow moving through parts of west and central Iowa back into Nebraska. Pacific Northwest seeing snow. Idaho, of course, the Rocky Mountains around Colorado, Nevada. And, of course, look at California, man. Still seeing some heavy snow backed up against the mountains there between San Francisco, LA, and some rain, of course, has been falling there. And still some showers today rain-wise, but cool temperatures out there. There's your snow in the Rockies. This is just today now. We're looking at partly sunny conditions for Abilene, and we'll go northward, and there's the snow throughout parts of Minnesota, North Dakota, back into Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and South Dakota there. Just that corner seeing some snow. South Florida looks good. Central Florida good. Lots of sunshine today. Upper 70s right up into Jacksonville. Looking great into Savannah, 73, partly sunny. Mostly cloudy for much of the mid-Atlantic from Raleigh to Richmond. Partly sunny skies today in D.C. Philly, lots of clouds and some early showers. And some rain showers moving in later into parts of central Virginia. For Scripps News, I'm meteorologist Tom Patton. Have a great Wednesday.
When we first started going to these programs, Hannah thought she was going to help, but as it's gone downhill, she has no idea.
Yeah.
We're making tomato soup.
Yeah, great.
I don't know if this is going to work. She didn't like me much at first. I had to convince her. I liked her from the very beginning. She was a great gal. Right over there's Joellen.
And today, I would start on low. Hi, my name's Joellen Hodem. I'm a contract culinary educator here around Cincinnati.
And today we are at Baker Hunt doing a cooking class that's dementia inclusive.
And your parents are here.
Yes, my parents are here. Life has really changed for all of us. This is my mom, Hannah, and my dad, Dave. 10 years ago, it's unbelievable now. I hate to say we're kind of old hands at this dementia thing, but you really have to relearn how you're going to interact with the person with dementia and also just function as a family.
What's next?
Hodem turned to the Center for Memory Support and Inclusion, a place that trains people about how to help those living with dementia.
There's a language that's spoken that I think people that are living it really understand. It can be such an isolating disease process. By just creating environments that are a little bit more inclusive, we open the community back up.
And after years of attending these programs,
she's having fun.
Now, Hodem teaches one
That's
herself.
Great. Okay.
Life doesn't look the way it used to. There's a lot of loss, but there's a lot of life too.
You know, everybody says this, you want to give back, but it's been a lot to all of us. So, I don't know. It's hard, but I think what makes you emotional is it's okay. I think that's all the emotions, good, bad, and ugly.
You want to taste this?
Yeah.
Here. Is it any good?
Oh, it's delicious.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it.
In Covington, Keith Birigolic.
You taught her well.
Machines like this are pushing the boundaries of technology and healthcare, printing 3D models that show doctors exactly what they'll be working with during a surgery. And here at Rady Children's Hospital, they have one of the top pediatric 3D labs in the country.
We have cardiac models, we have scoliosis models, orthopedic models, neurosurgery models.
Every model in the Webster Foundation 3D Innovations Lab serves a purpose, and lab director Dr. Justin Ryan sees the benefit of them all.
Very few hospitals have a 3D lab like this built in this manner.
Ryan helped build the lab from scratch, starting in 2018. It now has 7 3D printers, from the most basic to specialized machines that can sterilize objects for the operating room.
It's just starting to go. I can turn off the lights, and the lights would help you see it a little bit. You can see it's just a couple layers in right now.
Over 8 years, the lab has printed 2,800 models for 2,073 patients. More often than not, it's organs like this heart that help surgeons better visualize a procedure before they start to operate.
So we give really a physical roadmap to our surgeons to allow them to plan a procedure. But we can also 3D print it in a flexible media, so our surgeons can do mock operations directly on the models themselves.
So almost like practice.
Yeah, they can practice on a model before actually stepping from the operating room.
Dr. Ryan tells me that makes surgery faster, cutting anywhere from 30 minutes to more than an hour. How beneficial is that to only be operating for, that much less time?
We're talking reduced rates of infection, reduced rates of incidences in the OR, less time under anesthesia, potentially less time to create a situation like a stroke or other complications.
The models come from MRI and CT scans. Dr. Ryan's team, who he calls innovation engineers, turn those into a 3D blueprint that can be manipulated and studied before anything goes to print.
Where you can peel away structures but put structures back, you can rotate things, hide and show things that you can only do once effectively on a 3D print.
But the lab helps beyond surgery prep. These machines can print medical devices or safety equipment like masks or face shields from the pandemic. They've made architectural models to show how doctors and patients will move between newly renovated rooms.
Use the architect's blueprints to create a 3D model.
And the models of organs and bones can be used to teach other doctors or help patients better understand their surgery.
So if we have a model like this, this is hypoplastic right heart with patent ductus arteriosus, so pretty complex medical jargon. And it's really challenging to have a family hear that diagnosed, actually understand it. But if you can actually tell them that this purple chamber is very small and it should be much larger, this green vessel shouldn't be there, we create a way to communicate with families.
That takes some of the fear away at a time when parents and their children are going through a scary situation. It's a model to better health care. Printed one layer at a time.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy.
Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time.
Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
And a smart play.
Learn more at TableauTV.com.
The MVP of TV.
Covering the White House, you are in the center of where everything is happening in our government. There are really important issues happening in our country right now. People have questions about where the economy is headed, immigration policies, how the U.S. is handling global conflicts. My job is to bring meaningful answers and ask critical questions that impact everyday lives for our viewers. Haley Bull, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
You know the drill.
We are going to be there when it pops.
Okay, get to it.
Those guys, they're the best.
We'll get this guy.
Together, like we always do.
I think you'll be surprised what you're capable of.
Connecting focus.
Here we go.
This is going to be fun.
Then let's get it on.
Kind of forgot how crazy things can get here.
I love this team.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
Bounce XL has it all.
Show me something.
Well, did we think that we'd be in TV? Yes, we did. When we allow all of our voice to be heard, that's when we succeed the most.
America, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm desperate to get at least one of these kids out of my house.
Family sticks together no matter what.
Bridging the gap, celebrating culture, and giving you what you came for.
You ready for showtime?
Show me something.
Coming soon to Court TV.
A Microsoft executive gunned down.
Now his ex and her new husband are charged with his murder.
Mountains of evidence. 17-year-old accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather.
A social media sensation, now a suspected killer.
Why do you have something against me?
Suzanne Morphew vanished without a trace.
Her husband, Barry, has been charged with her murder.
The high-stakes trials you don't want to miss. Coming soon, only on Court TV.
You're watching Morning Rush on Scripps News. Coming up at noon, it's Scripps News on the Scene, with live coverage and breaking news as it unfolds. Then at 5, watch Happening Now in America on Scripps News.
After mounting criticism from advocacy groups, the Florida Senate removed a controversial provision critics said could threaten free speech. But that language still remains in the House version of this bill, and that's why calls for action are getting louder. On the road to the state capitol.
It's obviously not the closest, most convenient place to get to, but this is really, really important.
Captain Chris Whitman of Captains for Clean Water has a mission
to stand up and voice concerns.
The Florida Farm Bill could silence advocacy groups and threaten free speech.
Anything that silences or makes people think twice about using their voice is unacceptable.
House Bill 433 still has a provision that would give agricultural companies more power to sue for defamation by expanding Florida's law protecting fruits and veggies from false claims to include all agricultural products, including crops like sugarcane.
So if you post something about a product that you bought at Publix or Aldi or wherever, that you don't like it, it absolutely could potentially open you up to liability.
Attorney Aaron Bass says the law could apply to anyone. Journalists, nonprofits, advocacy groups, even private citizens posting on social media.
The question is, at one point, does that go over the line and affect people's First Amendment rights?
Yet he says the bigger concern is the bill allows agricultural companies to recover attorney fees if they're sued. But if the defendant wins, they still have to cover their own costs. Would this effectively silence any critics of an agricultural company?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have a chilling effect on a lot of equality and justice groups, nonprofits in our society.
And that's really concerning to us. Eve Samples, executive director of Stewart nonprofit Friends of the Everglades, fears this bill would undo the decades of work by her and other groups to reduce agricultural runoff, polluting Lake Okeechobee and the St. Lucie estuary, fueling harmful algae blooms.
We've been at this for many years at Friends of the Everglades, and this would really force us to think about every tiny detail that could be disputed by the industry.
That's why she and others are still fighting.
Yes, this will be our third time going
to take what was removed from the Senate out of Tallahassee altogether.
We've seen progress, and absolutely our voices do matter.
Kate Hussey, Scripps News Group.
Limits on SNAP are now in effect. For Idahoans using food stamps, candy and soda are officially off the list. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Sahana Patel, learning how these changes are already affecting both shoppers and local stores like Jackson's.
This week, Idaho rolled out new restrictions on sweet snacks and drinks for SNAP recipients. Cassie Donut, who's used SNAP since she was 18, says the change caught her off guard.
So I went to Jackson's in Boise to get my mom and I a drink, and I forgot it was the 15th, of course, and I scanned the EBT card and it declined.
Donut paid with her debit card, but says the changes stretches an already tight budget.
I only get Social Security due to my disabilities, so I only have a based amount of money every month.
At Jackson stores, staff reference these flyers posted by the registers, while the system automatically blocks items that don't qualify.
We got them in an email, so basically they want us to keep them up by the register. That way we have something to go off of, that way we can refer the customers to look at these papers if they have any questions.
Jessica Green, an assistant manager at a Caldwell Jackson, says staff are adapting day by day.
Basically, we're all just learning as the day goes by. If they didn't know about the fountain drink, maybe we need to implement something for that.
Donat says she understands the goal, but feels the policy creates new challenges.
At least either raise the amount of food stamps people can get so that they can buy the healthier foods. I understand you're trying to fight obesity, but which is hard when fresh fruits and vegetables are expensive.
She also says the change affects small traditions that matter to her and others.
I host a Christmas party every year for all my special needs friends, and I buy treats for us all to have there. Now I'll have to figure out a different way to get those.
But not everyone is opposed. As we previously reported, some say the change could be positive.
That actually helps me a lot. Addiction comes in many forms, and I have overcome a lot in the past, but sugar seems to be my standby addiction.
Across the Treasure Valley, stores are posting these signs near aisles to remind shoppers of the new rules before they make it to the register.
I don't think it's really affected us too much yet, but I'm sure there's more changes to come, so.
If you want to take a closer look at all the new rules, we have all the details linked on this story on idahonews6.com. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Sahana Patel.
Coming soon to Court TV.
A Microsoft executive gunned down.
Now his ex and her new husband are charged with his murder.
Mountains of evidence.
17-year-old accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather.
A social media sensation, now a suspected killer.
Why do you have something against me?
Suzanne Morphew vanished without a trace.
Her husband, Barry, has been charged with her murder.
The high-stakes trials you don't want to miss. Coming soon, only on Court TV.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together?
This must be some kind of TV fantasy.
Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription-free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time.
Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
And a smart play.
Learn more at tableautv.com.
The MVP of TV.
Corruption is rampant in the Lone Star State.
Might as well have a little talk. I am not the law in this town.
The fastest gun in the West.
That's right.
Is a magnet for trouble.
Well, why'd you have to show up? Want to get away with it, he ain't. You never learn, do you?
Rory Calhoun is the Texan.
Scared?
Thursdays.
I think we better do everything we're going to do while it's still daylight.
On Grid Extra.
If you think you can report on American politics by just staying in Washington, D.C., you're doing it wrong. Do you hope his visit to the picket line changes some policies? I make it a priority to go to places that aren't spoken about on national news and bring their perspective to my reporting. Are you going to vote? This country is so diverse. And if you thought the news cycle was busy lately, well, buckle up. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
You know the drill.
We are gonna be there when it pops.
Okay, get to it.
Those guys, they're the best.
We'll get this guy.
Together, like we always do.
I think you'll be surprised what you're capable of.
Connecting focus.
Here we go.
This is going to be fun.
Then let's get it on.
Kind of forgot how crazy things can get here.
I love this team.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
Good morning. Welcome to Morning Rush. I'm Holly Furfer in Atlanta with a look at the headlines this hour. Indirect talks between American and Iranian officials in Switzerland ended Tuesday with an agreement on a set of guiding principles. The 3-hour Geneva talks were described as more constructive than previous negotiations in Oman. Iran's foreign minister says both sides agreed to exchange drafts on a potential deal.
We are hopeful that negotiation will lead to a sustainable and negotiated solution which can serve the interest of relevant parties and the broader region. At the same time, as demonstrated during the aggression of 13 June 2025, Iran remains fully prepared to defend itself against any threat or act of aggression. The consequences of any attack against Iran will not be confined to its borders.
This month, a U.S. official says the Iranians will provide more detailed proposals in the next 2 weeks to address gaps between the countries. And envoys from Russia and Ukraine met for a second day of U.S. brokered peace talks in Geneva. The negotiations are the third round of direct talks this year as the war approaches its 4th anniversary. President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff says Washington's push for peace has brought meaningful progress, but the two sides do remain far apart. Russia wants Ukraine to renounce NATO membership and withdraw from occupied regions, while Ukraine refuses to surrender territory. An 18-year-old man from Georgia was arrested after allegedly charging the Capitol building with a loaded shotgun. Police say he was wearing a tactical vest and carrying additional rounds when he complied with orders to drop that weapon. Officers also found a helmet and gas mask in his unregistered vehicle. A motive for the would-be attack has not been determined, but lawmakers are currently on recess.
This individual had a tactical vest on. He also had tactical gloves, and when we looked in the vehicle, he had a Kevlar helmet and a gas mask in the vehicle. He was also, like I mentioned earlier, the shotgun was loaded. He had additional rounds on his person.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg will testify in a Los Angeles courtroom today in a groundbreaking lawsuit. A now 20-year-old woman claims Instagram and YouTube deliberately designed features to addict young users and harmed her mental health as a child. This is the first of more than 1,500 similar lawsuits to go to trial. And unlike his previous congressional testimony, Zuckerberg will have to convince a jury this time. Right now in Chicago, the family of the Honorable Reverend Jesse Jackson, who passed away yesterday, is holding a news conference to share their thoughts and reflections on his life and legacy. So let's take you there.
A warm thank you to you and to so many people. My first thank you is to the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr., my father, our dad. We call him leadership. We call him Reverend. He has set such an example for us and our city and our family. He has been a lion among lions, stubborn to the very, very end for his body of work that allows us this opportunity at one level to unite the country and our city. We give him thanks and we give him grace. I ask that you join me in giving Reverend Jesse L. Jackson a rousing round of applause. Thank you to the tens of thousands, perhaps millions of people here at home and around the world who've taken interest in my father's health. With visits and messages, your thoughts and sincere prayers at home and in church, throughout his life, really, especially over the last 10 years of his courageous battle with progressive supranuclear palsy. The last 2 years, the degree's progression has been acute, and so have the care assignments. Thank you to my father's volunteer assistants and the daily health care providers at Lifestyle Options and others who helped him maintain his daily schedule. As the disease began to more severely compromise his speech and mobility, he required more. Thank you to the care team and administrators at Journey Care who helped us maintain his dignity and comfort over the last few months. To the healthcare administrators at Lifestyle Options who were caring and flexible enough to amend their schedules and amend my father's care schedule to ease the burden of the daily care schedule on my 81-year-old, forever dutiful mother, Mrs. Jacqueline L. Jackson. To the medical staff and administrators at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, Shirley Ryan, the emergency rooms, the security teams, on behalf of each of us, we thank you. We sincerely thank you. May God bless and keep you. May he offer grace for your holy healthcare work. Our father is a man who dedicated his life to public service, to gain, protect, and defend civil rights and human rights, to make our nation better, to make the world more just, our people better neighbors with each other. Born in Greenville, South Carolina in 1941 in the throes of Jim Crow, he quickly became maladjusted to injustice. He challenged those entrenched Southern systems of poverty and racial inequality, landing in jail at 17 years old, protesting for the right to use a public library. He won that battle. He kept winning these fights against injustice and inequality all of his life. through college, continuing the work to lead students to segregate lunch counters in Greensboro, North Carolina, to helping secure voters' rights, leading marches across the Edmund Pettus Bridge at the second and third marches in March 1965, to his work in Chicago, his tireless efforts with ministers and businessmen, and Operation Breadbasket, Operation Push Excel, and on to his national work with the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Push Coalition, and the Wall Street Project. On the field of life, his shoes were well worn, his uniform dirty with the stripes of imperfection, as he did his best to live up to his Christian calling. Reverend Jackson would say, "It is my religion that makes me political, not my politics that makes me religious." And we, his family, and the many others touched by him, inspired by him, are left obligated to continue his work to make our nation a better place for all through the techniques and tools and policy goals and platforms that he championed and left us to use. And so now his soul is freed to be with our mighty ancestors. His remains left to be honored and remembered for his sacrifice. I offer you the words of my siblings, starting with Santita Jackson, followed by Jesse Jackson, followed by Jonathan Jackson, and then Jesse Jackson Jr. Thank you very kindly.
What a blessing it is to be here today.
My mind, Santita.
As Reverend Jackson, who we called leadership, we called Reverend, but he wouldn't listen to me when I'd call him Reverend. He demanded that I call him Daddy.
My mind.
Because he said, I am that. Black men take a real knock for not being involved fathers, although the CDC showed us that black men are the most involved fathers in America. More involved than white fathers, Hispanic fathers, and our father took fatherhood very seriously. He took that charge. It was his charge to keep. And so today we celebrate his life, although his body is absent from us. His spirit suffuses and infuses us, and it charges us to continue with the work. Indeed, he has run his race. Well, let me just say this. He is a seminarian. I've seen him referred to as Jesse Jackson, Jesse Jetstream. Remember Mike Royko? Yes. But you must remember that he was first a seminarian. He turned down an opportunity to be a law student at Duke University Law School. And he came here and became a seminarian. And Dr. King saw something special in him because he was organizing with Reverend James Bethel. And he said, I see something special in you. So a semester before he got his master's in divinity, which he ultimately finished, he went on to work for Dr. King. So he had a godly calling, but he had an assignment from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, which he never wavered from throughout his life. There is no one who's been more faithful to the mission of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King than Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. And so it is today, while we have heavy hearts, we have buoyant spirits, because we do know where our Father is. We do know that he took one deep breath and leapt into the arms of Jesus, who carried him to the throne of God, to the grace. There is no more, yes, sir, boss. There is no more shaming. There is no more blaming. There is no one looking down on him anymore. There is no one who has, the criticisms don't matter now. Because now he is with God. I can see Dr. King welcoming him in and saying, son, I told you were going to do it. I can see Reverend Bevel. I can see Hosea Williams. I can see my mama Tibby, my great-grandmama Tibby. I can see Grandma Helen. I can see my grandmother Gertrude. I can see Noah Robinson, his father. I can see his stepfather, Charles Henry Jackson. I can see so many people. I can see Mabel. I can see Major. I can see the Moore family. I can see so many people who are saying, you kept that charge. You were faithful servant. Well done. May he rest in peace, but may his spirit live forever, and let us continue the work, everyone. That is what he would want us to do. Amen.
Amen.
All right, those are the children of Reverend Jesse Jackson, who passed away yesterday at the age of 84, remembering their father and how important he was to the legacy that they now hold here in the United States. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Much more Scripps news ahead.
Car wreck? Come on, New Orleans. You know who to call. Demand Dudley DeBosier. Call 444-4444.
Let me hear you, Metairie, Kenner, New Orleans.
Throw your floors up.
Where you at, Slidell? Homer? Thibodeau?
Demand Dudley DeBosier. 444-4444.
We've got New Orleans and Southeast Louisiana covered.
Demand Dudley DeBosier. Call 444-4444.
Throw your foes up, throw your foes up.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy.
Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100+ channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time.
Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
And a smart play.
Learn more at TableauTV.com.
The MVP of TV.
This is Danny Moses. He's not your average Wall Street guy. And this is not your average conversation about money. The Danny Moses Show, Friday at 7. Stream on Scripps News and watch on Scripps News YouTube channel.
Corruption is rampant in the Lone Star State.
Might as well have a little talk. I am not the law in this town.
The fastest gun in the West.
That's right.
Is a magnet for trouble.
Well, why'd you have to show up?
Get away with it, he ain't. You never learn, do you?
Rory Calhoun is the Texan.
Scared?
Thursdays
I think we better do everything we're going to do while it's still daylight.
on Grid Extra.
Coming soon to Court TV.
A Microsoft executive gunned down. Now his ex and her new husband are charged with his murder.
Mountains of evidence. 17-year-old accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather.
A social media sensation, now a suspected killer.
Why do you have something against me?
Suzanne Morphew vanished without a trace.
Her husband, Barry, has been charged with her murder.
The high-stakes trials you don't want to miss. Coming soon, only on Court TV.
So what do you have in store for me today?
The best man just got a little better.
Getting ready for my big fight.
Who are you about to get in the ring with, arthritis?
I think she's handling it really well.
That's quite an image.
Buying homeowners insurance is a big purchase, and for many of you comes at quite a big price tag. That is why we're going inside, showing you how one of the new insurance companies operating here in Florida is using AI to compete for your business.
Small, but it's kind of turning into a beehive.
We first introduced you to Patriot Select CEO John Rollins back in April in a small office in St. Pete with an even smaller staff.
Hi, can I please speak with Maylene?
Letting agents across Florida know they're now doing business.
And I'm calling from Patriot Select Property and Casualty.
So we went back to Patriot Select, now in a bigger office with even bigger staff. The company first building their books by taking out thousands of policies from Citizens Property Insurance.
Well, we'll take out about 25,000 policies total this year.
And that number is growing. The company is now also competing in the open market. This is where homeowners shop their policy around. And this is where AI comes in. Patriot Select is using artificial intelligence to decide whether or not a homeowner gets coverage with them or not.
We want to be put in front of more customers by independent agents, but we also want to be able to underwrite those customers quickly and accurately. So if we do have to say no, we say no quickly and for a very clear reason. If we say yes, which we'd rather do, we have the data we need.
And you might be wondering, where does AI pull all of this data from? Well, at Patriot Select, they tell me that they use all publicly available data that there is out there. The same way that Google Streetcar might drive down and take pictures of your street, they tell me there are companies out there taking pictures and aerial footage of your home and selling it to insurance companies. They can even pull pictures from inside your home from sites like Redfin and Zillow. And Patriot Select's head underwriter is showing us how.
This is actually one of the tools that I created.
Joe Price himself built what he's calling an AI roof analyzer for Patriot Select.
Usually you could tell good roofs, you could tell bad roofs, but those ones that lay in the middle, it's kind of hard to make a decision.
In this case, he takes pictures from a homeowner's wind mitigation report of their roof and runs it through the AI analyzer.
And it'll evaluate based on the pictures. The more pictures that I feed it, the more in tune it gets.
It immediately scores the roof down to the color.
The greens are, it's good. The blues are something to monitor. The orange or pinkish color, flesh color, I guess, are something to pay attention to.
And would they be accepted based on this?
No, but I could tell just by looking, like, hey, here's a missing shingle, there's a missing shingle, there's probably where it landed.
A missing shingle, though, could get you...
Well, is it one missing shingle, or is it 5 or 10?
It comes as the state legislature is making AI a priority this year. Lawmakers in both the House and Senate have filed a bill on insurance and AI, requiring now that a human and not a computer make the final decisions, especially in the claims process.
While these tools can improve speed and efficiency, no Floridian should ever have a claim denied based solely on an automated output.
Now, this report from industry analyst KMPG interviewed 110 insurance CEOs, and the survey showed that 73% of them agree AI is a top investment priority. Now, Rollins tells me at Patriot Select they are not using AI in the claims process, and that a human is always making a final decision.
At Patriot Select, I can't speak for other companies, but we are not interested in taking either the financial risk or the reputational risk of just doing a cost-benefit analysis and saying, okay, we'll handle claims a certain way, we will use or abuse AI, and then, gosh, you know, we'll just pay the fine. We cannot afford to operate like that.
Rollins adding AI is an important, useful, and efficient tool in insurance when used responsibly. At Patriot Select, closing the door on any risky AI behaviors as a new company. Covering insurance for you, I'm anchor Nadine Yanis.
Coming soon to Court TV.
A Microsoft executive gunned down. Now his ex and her new husband are charged with his murder.
Mountains of evidence.
17-year-old accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather.
A social media sensation, now a suspected killer.
Why do you have something against me?
Suzanne Morphew vanished without a trace. Her husband Barry has been charged with her murder.
The high-stakes trials you don't want to miss. Coming soon, only on Court TV.
Covering the White House, you are in the center of where everything is happening in our government. There are really important issues happening in our country right now. People have questions about where the economy is headed, immigration policies, how the U.S. is handling global conflicts. My job is to bring meaningful answers and ask critical questions that impact everyday lives for our viewers. Haley Bull, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
Corruption is rampant in the Lone Star State.
Might as well have a little talk. I am not the law in this town.
The fastest gun in the West.
That's right.
Is a magnet for trouble.
Well, why'd you have to show up?
Wanna get away with it? He ain't. You never learn, do you?
Rory Calhoun is the Texan.
Scared?
Thursdays
I think we better do everything we're going to do while it's still daylight.
on Grid Extra.
You know the drill.
We are gonna be there when it pops.
Okay, get to it.
Those guys, they're the best.
We'll get this guy.
Together, like we always do.
I think you'll be surprised what you're capable of.
Connecting focus.
Here we go.
This is gonna be fun.
Then let's get it on.
Kind of forgot how crazy things can get here.
I love this team.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
Jesse Palmer.
Emmett Smith?
Both of us together? This must be some kind of TV fantasy.
Nope, it's reality. Tableau reality. Tableau lets you watch, pause, and record live TV subscription-free.
Pause you, Jesse. I'm here for 100 plus channels. News, reality, movies, free live sports. Plus, it's game time.
Tableau. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
And a smart play.
Learn more at TableauTV.com.
The MVP of TV.
Bounce XL has it all.
Show me something.
Well, did we think that we'd be in TV? Yes, we did. When we allow all of our voice to be heard, that's when we succeed the most.
America, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm desperate to get at least one of these kids out of my house.
Family sticks together no matter what.
Bridging the gap, celebrating culture, and giving you what you came for.
Oh, yeah. You ready for showtime?
Show me something.
This is Danny Moses. Ever see financial news and think,
what in the world does that mean?
He'll tell you. The Danny Moses Show, Fridays at 7. Stream on Scripps News and watch on Scripps News YouTube channel.
Hundreds of Hoosier kids came to the State House to let their voices be heard. Some want lawmakers to address the issue of bullying. It's something the youth I spoke with say is a problem in every school.
Post-it notes state concerns of young people. Bullying was brought up more than once.
When the place is meant to feel safe becomes the place that breaks you, you start to believe maybe the problem is you.
16-year-old Jakaya Brown speaks to a room full of her peers. She was 11, and she spent 8 days in the hospital due to her mental health. She said the problem came from being bullied, and she added there were no consequences for those who bullied her.
I reached out multiple times, and I didn't get the answer I wanted or I needed. And we see that often in schools where a kid will reach out to a teacher or a counselor and they aren't being heard.
She started working with the Parent Coalition for Child Safety and Wellness. They started the Speak Our Truth Project, an effort to rally lawmakers to address bullying. The organization says it's been working at the state level for about 4 years.
Even in approaching this the right way and in the democratic process, we're not getting anywhere.
That includes this year. There were 2 bills they supported. House Bill 1093 would have redefined bullying in state code, thus making it more reportable. They also advocated for House Bill 1107 to create a local committee within each school district to address bullying. It also would have allowed families to go to the state if a bullying report was not taken seriously. Neither bill received a hearing.
What we're finding is because there's no recourse beyond a district, is there's a lot of internal retaliation. There's a lot of internal silencing that happens.
Which is why teens like Brown hope that sharing their story will speak to lawmakers directly and push for them to act.
Every story matters. Every voice deserves to be heard.
Meredith Hackler, Scripps News Group.